Hey guys, Mike here, Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. Thanks for returning, all you subscribers out there. Today I got a special episode, something I've been waiting to do for a long time. I'm going to spotlight one of my favorite actors. He's a current actor. He's been around for 30 years or more. He's been around almost 40 years actually, but he's one of my favorite actors, and I wanted to cover some of his movies that I have on Blu-ray and DVD. So this will be part one of this, because I have many more to show you in the future. So without further ado, let's get right to it. The actor, Denzel Washington. He's one of my favorite actors. He always turns in an interesting performance. He's won the Oscar. He's been nominated many times. Everything from Spike Lee's Malcolm X to Training Day to all kinds of stuff. Fallen. He's been in so many good movies. Glory was where he really got on the map. I think he was nominated for Best Actor. He may have won. Did he win? Maybe not. No, I think he lost that year. But anyways, so first off, one of the movies I mentioned, Training Day. That's going to be my first one I'm going to show here. This is Training Day that came out in 2000? 2001? 2006? Oh, 2001. Okay, this is 2001. This is from director Anton Fuqua. A director he's worked with a few times, and this also co-stars Ethan Hawke, and this basically shows a day in the life of a rookie cop working with a detective. The detective is played by Denzel Washington, and the Ethan Hawke just got promoted to this, and he's going to try it out. This day he's going to ride along with the senior detective and experience the ins and outs of what they do. But he finds out that it's not what he expected. It turns into just the ride of his life. Before the end of the night, he will be nearly dead, and just a wild story unfolds. Denzel Washington turns out to be not who Ethan Hawke thought he was and stuff. So it's a very, very entertaining movie. He won an Oscar for his performance. It's very well directed. It's a lot of fun. It's a repeat watching movie. It's one that you can watch numerous times and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Training Day. Next up, this is a movie. I believe I went to the theater and saw this when it came out back in 2010. This is a movie directed by the Hughes brothers, who got on the map with their debut movie, Menace to Society. And, they didn't make a lot of movies. They've only made like a handful of movies, and they're not turning out movies all the time. Let's just say that. But this was probably their fourth or fifth movie that they made. The Book of Eli, which is a lot of fun. This is such a post-apocalyptic tale of Denzel Washington carrying a book, the book being the Bible. He's carrying it across the country to an isolated place. This is after a war, a nuclear holocaust has destroyed everything, basically. Water is very limited, and this book, they're going to transcribe it and make copies of it again, because of all the books and all the things have been destroyed in the war. So it's a very valuable book people want to get their hands on. And it co-stars Gary Oldman, and he's one of the people that wants to get his hands on this book because he thinks it has power to it, because he remembers as a kid the power of religion and stuff. So he wants it for his own nefarious, he wants power and everything from it. And so Denzel Washington is on this mission. He's on he's got tunnel vision. He's got one place he's going, and he's got to make it. He ends up teaming up with Mila Kunis from that 70s show, and she's pretty good in it. And it's also got a role by Jennifer Beals, who you might know more famously as the girl from Flashdance from the 80s and stuff. And I had to kind of look her up because I didn't recognize her. But yeah, it's got a pretty good cast. It's well made. It's got a great look. It's got a great musical score by Atticus Ross. It has a lot in it, and the DVD or the Blu-ray looks pretty good. But yeah, it's a really good apocalyptic movie, science fiction-y apocalypse movie. So it's one of the best ones, I think. Next up, this is an epic movie when it came out. When was this? 2000. I remember when it came out. Was it 2008? I think it was 2008. But this is a big epic directed by Ridley Scott, and it's weighing in at like about 3 hours or so. But the movie I'm talking about is American Gangster, and super good movie. Denzel Washington this time, he's playing basically the right-hand man of a gangster that ran this city, and he unexpectedly dies, and Denzel Washington wants to make his mark and take over, and he has a plan of smuggling heroin into the country. This takes place during the 60s, during the Vietnam era. So he has a plan of smuggling heroin over here in the coffins of dead soldiers. So, and Russell Crowe, Russell Crowe also co-stars in this. It's inspired by a true story, they say. But Russell Crowe, he's a cop that's, he's on his trail. He's trying to bust them. He's trying to bring them down, and he finally gets in there, and he brings down his huge empire that he has created in a short time. But yeah, American Gangster, a movie that kind of gets not talked about enough, not celebrated enough. It seems like people talk about Scarface, the 1983 version, when they talk about, big movies that, feature a drug kingpin or something like that. But American Gangster, really good, very underrated, I believe. Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe, they're both really good in this. Tight direction by Ridley Scott. Definitely a movie you need for your collection. Now, next up, this is a DVD set. This is one of those 4 movie spotlight sets. Denzel Washington. This one has American Gangster, Inside Man, The Bone Collector, and The Hurricane. The reason I got this set in particular, when I came across it, it had The Hurricane on it, and it was a movie that somehow or another I missed over the years. It came out in like 1998 or something like that, and I do not remember it from back then. And by far one of his best performances. Again, he should have won an Oscar for his performance in The Hurricane. I even thought about just making an episode just dedicated to the Hurricane movie, and talking about all the ins and outs of it and everything. But I'll spotlight it here. It's definitely a movie you want to go check out. It's a movie based on I can't think of the guy's name now. But it's a true life story. A wrongly convicted middleweight champion boxer gets put in prison for like 10 years or whatever it is, and a lot of famous stars come out and support him to free him. Like even Bob Dylan wrote the famous song "The Hurricane" about him and his story. But it's got a really good story. A young boy who's kind of took in by some other people trying to get him out of the ghetto, out of the bad side of town where he doesn't have a future, and crime is the only way out, with young kids in this area. They kind of take a shine to him and kind of bring him with them. He moves to Canada, and he somehow or another comes across the book, his life story, and he reads it, and he starts a friendship with him, writing letters to him to prison, and they form a bond, and over some years they work on the case and they get him out. But it's not that simple. You guys need to watch the movie and stuff, because I cannot sum it up and tell you guys how good this is. But the hurricane kind of fell under the radar big time. Martin Ritt was the director. Norman Jewison was the director. I'm sorry. And also The Bone Collector is a great movie too, with Angelina Jolie. So yeah, if you find one of these collections, grab it, or just find The Hurricane. It's really good. Now next up, this is a really super great movie that came out in '93. It has many good things going for this. It's from director Jonathan Demme. This is he made this on the heels of Silence of the Lambs. He won an Oscar and he was celebrated. And this was his next project, Philadelphia. This is a story of two lawyers, one a big time business lawyer, the other kind of an accident lawyer. You know, when Tom Hanks gets unjustly fired from his job for contracting AIDS, he kind of gets the help of Denzel Washington, comes to his aid, and they work on his case and everything. But it's a super great story. If it doesn't make you cry, then you're not human. It's got a great score. It's got a great song, Philadelphia, by Neil Young, which is one of my favorite Neil Young songs. It's also got Bruce Springsteen with The Streets of Philadelphia. It's just an all-around great movie. Sad movie, but a good sad movie. Well made, well acted. So, Philadelphia. And finally, guys, I kind of mentioned this in my 2-minute video of recommendations, but I wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about it. From 1996, this is a Tony Scott movie, Crimson Tide. Really super cool. Battle of wits, toe-to-toe battling in this sub, in a nuclear sub. Sub-commander Gene Hackman, and basically his first mate, Denzel Washington. He's new on the ship, or he's new on the sub, and there comes a time where they think nuclear war is going to break out, and there's a communication error, kind of electronic error and stuff, and they're trying to confirm this. And then in the process of all this, trying to figure this out, there's a mutiny happens aboard the ship, or the sub, I'm sorry. And it's a great story, very claustrophobic, very well made, action-packed. They say Quentin Tarantino kind of came on set and kind of rewrote some stuff, kind of helped the script along and stuff like that. So great movie to watch. This is the DVD version. This is the unrated extended edition of the movie. So there you go, Crimson Tide. Now, I can't explain these movies sometimes in deep literary terms that's just going to set you guys floating off to buy this movie or watch this movie, but I try to do my best and try to guide you at least to do some research and check it out and to find these movies, because I think they're really good movies. That's basically what I do. I mean, I watch a bunch of movies and I show you guys, some of the best ones I think are really good. Some of my favorite movies and stuff like that. So those are some examples of Denzel Washington. Great performances all around. That's going to be part 1. I'm going to have some other parts, maybe a part 3 even, but definitely a part 2 will be coming soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. In the comments, let me know what you think. What's your favorite Denzel Washington movie? And if you did enjoy this episode, give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button. And subscribe to my channel while you're at it. If you haven't already subscribed. And I sure do thank you. But again, thanks guys for watching. And I'll see you all next time.